T, and ladies and gentlemen, and most important of all, members of the team. I am delighted to be here, I think for the second time as mayor, because I've only been mayor for just less than 2 years now, but I had been at this event before that, because it was always something that I thought was an important part of the inclusiveness of the city, an important part of embracing the diversity of the city, and just an important part of having such fine young people representing the city, because you do. And I think you've always looked so fine, thanks to my friend Tom. Where did Tom go? There he is. Thanks to my friend Tom. You always look very fine, and I'm sure that when you've been there in the competitions, you've represented us. When I say you and your predecessors have represented us very well. I was just explaining to the team members, as you may have heard when I came in, and I'm sorry I sort of disrupted everybody sitting here in an orderly fashion, but I wanted to go over and shake their hands and say hello to them first. But I was also seeking on an urgent basis some assistance with regard to some coaching on cricket, because no sooner than and no later than tomorrow morning, I'm at the annual SEMA Mayor's Cricket Challenge, and while it implies when it says it's the Mayor's Cricket Challenge that somehow I'm actively involved in the actual competition, I'm not. But what is expected of me, I've learned, and again I learned this before I was the mayor, that I actually will go out and get involved in a kind of a game that's put on for the benefit of the media for a few minutes. And my skills have improved. Now, they had a long way to come, so saying they've improved isn't really saying very much, but I've learned a bit how to bat, learned a bit how to bowl, so I can give at least not a disgraceful accounting of myself. But now that I'm the mayor, it's important that I should do better. And I saw these young men agreeing to coach me, but then they sort of looked me up and down and decided it was probably hopeless. And then I noticed, after I sat down, that the bats and balls are right here in front of the podium, so we can just get started. And I said, if any windows are broken, I'd look after it. But I'm here today to celebrate you, because of all the things that I do that are most important to me, and I think most important to the city, it is celebrating role models, celebrating accomplishments, celebrating good citizenship, celebrating sportsmanship, because I think these are among the values that help us to maintain the kind of livable city that we have, where it isn't just about livability in the context of the city being a nice place to live, but it's the way we treat each other, the way we live together with each other, the way we celebrate diversity and embrace each other. And I just think for you to have earned a spot on this team, and now to have the honor to go forward as I have done. I mean, I have had the honor in the last year and a half to represent Toronto outside the country. And I think you certainly will have a greater appreciation when you come back from this trip of how lucky we are to live here, in how high esteem people hold the city in this country. And you'll have done it honor by the way you conduct yourselves and by your competition. I think for Torontonians, what you represent is yet one more opportunity, and it's part of the reason why I enjoy going to the event that's happening tomorrow, is I think that there's a growing awareness of cricket as an important sport in the city itself, but also an important sport in the context of the traditions of a lot of the people that have come here from other countries or their parents have come here. I will confess to you that when I was sort of growing up and was a teenager, and even as an adult, and I love watching all sports, I didn't watch cricket very much for two reasons. Number one, I had absolutely no idea what was going on in the game. And two, the game seemed to go on for an awfully long time. And so, but now, interestingly enough, that I was taught the rules, at least in basic terms, as part of participating in the event tomorrow. And because once you understand the game a bit better, you're more inclined to watch it. And I look forward to this event. It's my one time every year that I play a little bit. That's important to me because it's given me a greater appreciation as well of how important the game is to a lot of people who make their home here in Canada now. I can never forget a fellow, a good friend of mine by the name of Mihalek, who is a great cricket aficionado. And one year the world competitions were on, and they were happening somewhere in Asia across the globe, and there was a huge time difference, so people were getting up at 3 o'clock in the morning to watch these matches. And he asked for me, I was running Rogers at the time, and he asked for me to arrange for some kind of special feed which I did, of whatever channel was carrying these broadcasts, to be taken into some place where people would go and get their food and coffee at 3 o'clock in the morning to watch these games. And that was when I learned of the devotion of people to the game of cricket. And since then, of course, I've learned of this again by virtue of the fact that there are so many people trying to raise the funds now to have proper and better cricket facilities in the GTA to serve the many people who play the game. So, that's why this is an important event and why I came here today. And, I think you all know this, whether you're a parent or whether you're one of these fine young people here today. Sports is a really important thing in terms of building up and keeping together a very diverse community like ours. If you think about universal languages, there's music and there's art, various forms of art, and there's sports. I mean, everybody sort of understands sports and competition and different games, and even if it's not a game we grew up with, like me, I've learned a bit about cricket because it's fun, but also because it helps to create a bond between me and people who grew up playing cricket, just as people here would say that hockey is something that the Canadians have in common. But sports is also so important in the context of people learning about team play, learning about values, learning about how to win and lose graciously, things that are vitally important. You learn a lot of those things in politics too, I can assure you, about losing graciously. I've had that experience, so I don't need to have it anymore, but I've had it. And you learn how to win graciously and make sure that when you win that you're humble and that you realize it doesn't mean that you're, that you have anything to grow about. So I think that you're lucky to have the trip to Trinidad this year. I must confess, Kenty, I've never been to Trinidad, and your very unbiased account of what a wonderful place it is has caused me to want to go, and perhaps it could be the case that on a future trip like this I could arrange to go along. One more thing I have to do today is just to say thank you, and I'll have a chance to do it tomorrow as well in a different context, but for today I want to say thank you to SEMA, the Chartered Institute of Management Accountants, because they have been a steadfast, as you know, supporter of this venture and of the cricket tournament tomorrow and so on. I think it's been good for them, and I know it's been good for Toronto. I want to say thank you to RBC. They have been, again, steadfast supporters of these events, and they do so much across the community. I've been to 3 events this week alone where they were significantly involved in doing things for the community. I want to say thank you to the Toronto Police Services Board, of which I'm a member, but they have, long before my time there, been supporters of your activities and of these events in the next couple of days. The Parks, Forestry, and Recreation staff of the city always have the cricket pitches at Sunnybrook and elsewhere, in fine shape, and I think they deserve a lot of credit for that. As you know, the school's cricket tournament now has more than 1,000 young people taking part. They are instrumental in making sure there's a proper place to play and that it's kept in proper condition. Just one more thing I have to do, and one more person I have to thank, and I want to thank him and perform another very happy part of my job at the same time, and that's, of course, Tom Mihalek. And he is a generous and very loyal spokesperson and supporter of this entire venture. You've all heard him talking about how proud he is of you on the radio and how great you look, which he's not just making that up, and he's not being biased because he helped to make you look so good, but he's so committed to this. And I just thought that, I thought there was a serious typographical error because it was brought to my attention that he was actually turning 60, and I thought surely there must be some mistake. The man is so young looking, he must be only turning 50, and there was a mistake in this scroll. But I wanted to call him up and shake his hand to say thank you for his support for this, but also to give him this scroll. I can say 60 is the constant youth, because I'm 62 now, so that makes me 2 years older than him. But it just says here, Mayor John Tory and the members of Toronto City Council extend to Tom Mihalek warmest congratulations and best wishes on the occasion of your 60th birthday, which was a few days ago. Birthdays provide a wonderful opportunity to look back on the highlights of your life and the difference you've made to your family, friends, and community. We're delighted to join your loved ones in wishing you a joyous birthday celebration. And in the case of this man, he has not only an interesting story, an inspiring story, but he has made a difference to his family, I'm sure to his friends, but I can tell you he's made a difference and continues to do so to this community. When I used to be a broadcaster, and I would be on the air every day for 3 hours, and we would talk about an earthquake that had taken place in some part of the world. And the words were not out of my mouth on the air about the earthquake and how people needed help, but that he was on the phone saying, I want to be the first to sign up to give a donation. That's the kind of person that we're dealing with here, the kind of citizen that we're dealing with. And so, Tom, thank you for supporting cricket, but thank you as well for just being who you are, and many happy returns.
This is a dream come true. My father always said to me, son, you got to look British, but think Yiddish.
He's always got a line for every occasion. But again, gentlemen, I wish you very, very well in what you're going off to do. I thank you for stepping up. I congratulate you on earning the right to represent Toronto, and I wish you very well in the competitions that lie ahead. I know you'll be terrific. Thanks very much.
John, thank you very much. What a mayor we have. What a great mayor. We're so lucky.